Welcome to a brand new episode of the Oracles. My name is Manilisi, and with me is the most incredible, the beautiful superstar Oracle Zima Zibugo. We have spent a bit of time talking to musicians from the UK, but this week we are back in the Republic of South Africa, and this time around we are talking to one of the leaders of a choral group. The lady we have the honor of having as a guest this evening has led this Soweto-based choral group to incredible heights for quite a while now. They've performed in Nongoma for the late Zulu King Kudul Zwelithini. They have collaborated with the likes of, amongst others, Ntokozo Mbambo and Ncube Umbata. And their most notable collaboration was with Something Soweto with their incredible rendition of Bawo. The woman we are talking with today is the CEO and project manager for the Soweto Central Chorus. Ladies and gentlemen, the Oracles are honored to bring to you a woman who serves the body of Christ through various roles in the church, through music, and her personal life. Sis Faith Zalekile. Sis Faith, how are you doing?
Oh my goodness, what an introduction. I think after that, it doesn't matter. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, Mandelisi. Thank you for having me, guys.
No, we're happy to have you. We're happy to have you here with us.
Yes.
Yeah. So firstly, we understand that you are the CEO and project manager for the Soweto Central Chorus. How did it come about to happen?
That role, particularly that title, CEO, I always laugh about it because the rest of the group refers to me as the CEO, but as I've said, in my bio that I think my gifts are in serving others. So I always see myself as a servant, and the rest of the choir sees me as a CEO of the choir. I guess it came about, one of the things we do is to nurture talent, and I'm one of those who was actually nurtured within the church. I had role models in the church who looked at me and saw something in me, and they cultivated it. And today, many years later, here I am with those titles of CEO and project manager for the core.
I like how you see everyone as much as they see you as the CEO, you still see each other as equals, and everyone is here because of the talent. And today we're here mainly because of the Soweto Central Chorus, right? How was the entire choir formed? Like, how did it start? How did it come about?
Yeah. So the Soweto Central Chorus actually originates from within a church. We are from the Salvation Army, which is a church. But what is special about the Soweto Central Chorus is that we come from one branch of the church. So all 80 to 100 members belong to one branch of this specific church, which is the Salvation Army. And basically that's how we were born. We are congregants in the church, and we found, at some point we looked at ourselves and we said, what is the strategic move of the church? What do we want to be? What do we want to do? And we found music being a unifier. If you look at the Central Chorus, you will find that we've got the young kids from Sunday school. They are members in the chorus. Our youth are members, an aunt, a mom, a dad, a grandmother. That's the composition of the membership of the chorus. And we all go to church at Mfulo, on a Sunday. We are all there because that's where we congregate. That's our spiritual home.
Now, since... Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think about it from one branch. That's a lot. That's a lot of people.
Now,
I know.
So, since you guys are a part of the church, does this mean that you guys do not take any bookings on Sunday? Because I mean, with 80 to 100 people being part of the choir, that's a significant number. So you guys don't take any bookings on Sundays?
I think what has happened with us now is that we are growing and we come from very humble roots. And, the exposure that we're getting into the music industry is opening us up to those questions exactly. If we get a booking on a Sunday, oh my goodness, what do we do? you know, but fortunately, so far, when we do get bookings or when we do have to go and minister outside of the church, arrangements are made. So we can accommodate. Our officers are very accommodating. In the Salvation Army, we call our pastors officers. So they are accommodating. Yeah.
Now that you mentioned that it started from church, right? Well,
Yes.
everyone who's a part of the choir right now, were they there before the choir formed, or there are some members that started joining post the formation of the choir?
Okay, so remember, I said our membership is solely based on the fact that we are a church. So we cannot do away with that, which is the core, focus anyway of what we do, because you do want to lead people to God. So as people come into the church, there's processes that they go through. And if, at some point they do decide to finally join the church, and then they're allowed to participate within any of the many activities that we do, because the chorus is not the only thing that we do. And if they so, have the inclination then to join the chorus, and they can hold a tune, and they can hold a key, then they can definitely come and join the chorus. And one of the things as well that we do, we try to groom and grow our young people and give them a platform. What we mean by that is we're teaching them skills to go out into the world. So once we have taught them the skills to go out into the world, they leave, because as life should have it, they are allowed to leave. Life takes them into many provinces, and they are no longer in Gauteng, they are no longer Soweto based. So we do need to keep the growth of the chorus, and we are happy when our young people actually, learn from us, and we see them succeed and spring forward in life.
So and you guys have you've worked with incredible worshippers. You've worked with the likes of Ndozumba, Dumim Gokstad. How did those collaborations come about to happen?
One of our ethos is that work hard, prove yourself, and when you are ready, when you go out into industry, when you go out to Z or Manelisi and say, "Hi, I'm Soweto Central Chorus, and this is what I do. I would very much like to collaborate with you. I would very much like to work with you." And you give them the product which you have invested in, by the way, which you have worked hard on, because you can't take mediocrity to people and expect them to give you a hand up, or expect them to want to collaborate with your brand. So we work hard, and by the time we approach our work speaks for itself, and they're like, wow, we would actually like to tap into that. Let's see what it is that we can do if we combine Soweto Central Chorus and a Ngobeko and a Ntokozo and a Dumim and a Sipokazi, and a Betusile, because we've been with those artists as well. Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. Hard work is what you make.
Very much so.
And while we're still on collaborations now, besides something because I feel like that's an obvious one, because what you guys did on Bao will never be undone. Which other collaboration would you say is your guys' favorite? It could be yours as Just Faith, or the entire choir. Which one would you say is your favorite?
Oh my goodness. We've collaborated with so many people. We've also collaborated with Matima, the now Mrs. Gavu. We've collaborated with Snezi, and obviously the other ones that I've just recounted to you, and Polani from Joy Celebration as well. We had him at some point. And I think they're all special. they really are all special and they stand out. And I think the one that sticks with me is the Betusile one, because Betusile and Sisipogazi were with us when, you know, they were already in industry, but they reached out to us, and at that stage we were just coming up. So I think for me, those two have a special space in my heart. And if you listen to Sipogazi's music, she brings that flavor that at that stage you wouldn't have known about her, because she was more of an Afro jazz, you know, with an African interpretation of that genre. And when we combined with her, wow, it was something special.
And you know, now as we're talking, I have to go back to the huge number that is the Soweto Central Chorus. How are you guys able to keep the synergy and the energy going with so many people? Because you guys basically blew up with something Soweto collaboration, and that means there's people who egos might start to come into place. No, you know, and the fame might come into play. But how do you guys keep the discipline and the synergy at an equal level?
Yeah, I think the fact that the majority of us are family members, like really blood family members, we are related, and we come from one central place, which is the church that binds us together. And within the church, you are taught all the disciplines. Remember, you know, you respect the adults, you respect yourself, you know, you don't talk over each other. If there's something that you don't agree with, there's a way in which you can approach and address your issue without being rude or disrespectful, you know. So I think all those principles come into play. And the fact that one of the things that the elders of the church are trying to teach to the young ones is that we recognize the years that we're living in. Our young people have got a why. They ask, why? Do this, why? But not really, it can't be that like that. So we are teaching that, and we are accommodating to say, we are now living in your world. This is 2023. This is how you guys do things. But consider voicing your thoughts and your views in this manner and see if that can't yield you better results than being rude. You know, it's all those principles. So we take that into account. And of course, we are a family. You know, in families, today you get angry with your cousin, you don't talk, like she thinks she's better, blah, blah, blah. So we always have that. But what is at the center of it is the love for the chorus. It's the love for what we do. And it's knowing what it does for us as well in return.
That's beautiful, man. Oh, that's beautiful. I feel like these are messages that need to be spread out, not just within the choir or within your congregation, but throughout. Because as you said, this generation of why, it's a lot. It's a lot. And you feel overwhelmed, like this kids can talk. So I get where you're coming from. And I really wish we could have that installed in many more kids outside of Salvation Army, you know?
Yeah, no, that's great.
And I was also as Melissa mentioned earlier, when you were speaking about your collabs, I want to check that how did the collaboration with something so to come about? Because you did mention that with regards to and all of them, you guys worked hard, and by the time you approached them, you knew what you were there for. You had your story straight, the hard work was story straight. How did the collaboration to come about?
Yeah, so I think if you've had the opportunity to meet Osamgel, Something Soweto is one very humble and generous young man. Something Soweto also comes from Soweto, by the way, literally. And, you know, within the chorus, we've got very skilled young musicians. One of our musicians, Unhlonipo operates in the space of Amapiano. He's last year he was a summer nominee, by the way. And you know, through those friendships, because that's another thing that we're cultivating. we grow our young people, we send them out into the world, they come back from the world and they bring us a something Soweto. So when we approach, we say, Samgelo would love to do something like this with you. And, humble guy that he was like, wow, let's go, let's see what something Soweto combined with a spiritual group sounds like. And Bawa was born.
And was there an expectation that the song would be as big as it was? Because it was all over the place. Did you guys expect that to happen?
We knew it was something special. We knew it was something special. But the way and the manner in which it blew, my goodness. That's one song that for us has actually gone international. If we look at our social medias, we've got such a strong fan base coming from East Africa, from West Africa, and even from the UK, solely based on that Bawo song. So yeah, it blew out of the water. It really blew out of the water.
When you speak about a perfect song, that's the song we speak about. The voices on that song, the harmonies on that song.
Z, one of my favorite things that I like doing sometimes is going on our YouTube channel and read the impact that song has had on people, and read the messages that people write on our YouTube page on that song. Thank you, this song carried me through this. Oh my goodness, thank you, I've managed to come through out of this experience, and this song carried me through. Those messages, it makes it worthwhile. It really does make it worthwhile.
Yeah. And moving on to your music, the Soweto Central Chorus music, you guys have so far released 2 projects, and the latest of which was in 2020. Then they're both Easter based. Was that on purpose?
Yeah. So when we started, that's where the whole idea started about. So we're sort of like around Easter. But what we are doing now, with this upcoming, I'm sure we're gonna get to that. With the upcoming, we've actually launching our new platform, which we've chosen to call it A Platform. And on that platform, we are moving away. We are rebranding. We are moving away from the Easter. So it's going to always be Soweto Central Chorus and friends. And obviously, our friends in the industry will always change, and they will always grow.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking about friends in the industry, that will always change and grow. Right now, whether you have worked with them, and we don't know as yet, but who would you still like to work with as a choir? Who do you think that's one person you still want to work with? Who's on your radar?
Okay, so right now, I think it actually sort of propels us into the next part of this conversation. We are very excited with our upcoming show that we're going to have on the 8th of December. We've got the Ladysmith Black Mambazo, the 5-time Grammy winners, Ladysmith Black Mambazo. For me, that is like, it just blows my mind that Soweto Central Chorus, from a very small church in Soweto, are going to be bringing South Africa the Ladysmith Black Mambazo that gets paid in dollars. We're going to be bringing them to you to pay them in rands and get that experience. Ladysmith Black Mambazo gets booked like 2 years in advance. Guys, they get booked 2 years in advance, and we are having them. So for me, that is a huge one. That is like, I'm living my ancestors' dreams basically with this one.
Yeah, because in fact, I'm trying to think of there aren't a lot of collaborations that Ladysmith Black Mambazo has done with South African artists. Most of their work is international, so this is actually quite big.
It is massive, and I think it's for us, it's testament to work hard. Sometimes I think one of the things that kills us as people is mediocrity.
Yeah.
We're very quick to rush through stuff and then expect somebody to buy into it when you really haven't invested enough in it. Work hard. And by the time you go to 5-time Grammy winners, Ladysmith, Black Mambazo, when you put your brand and you put your project on the table, they are like, Ubabumsheng was like, this is something we can work with. This is a group of young people, older people that we are not afraid to attach our brand to as the international Ladysmith Black Mambazo. So yeah.
Now, the lover of music in me is already thinking about how that's going to sound. Guys, the melodies, I'm just hearing it in my head right now.
Just picture Istatami going gospel on you, going
I can hear it right now.
La. Oh my goodness.
Well, where are you guys actually having the concert?
Okay, so we will be having the concert at Rhema Bible Church. They're based in Randburg, and it will be on the 8th of December. We start at 7:30, and our tickets are available at Web Tickets for 300 rands. And we also have we have a very big lineup, by the way, if I might add, Manelise and V. We're also having Kayam Tetra, the Kayam Tetra. I don't think I need to introduce Kayam Tetra. He's the phenomenal. He's the phenomenal one. And we're having Oazana. Oazana hails from KZN. Oazana operates in the space of Afropop.
Yes.
So picture Afropop going spiritual on you. Just try and put together that concept in your mind. What is that going to sound like? We've got Umanu Wellstar. Umanu Wellstar comes all the way from the DRC, and he's into Afropop. Afrobeats and Afropop. Yeah. And most these days, the Afrobeat, even go to the US, go to the UK, everybody is wanting that African sounding beat. Picture that happening with a choir of 100 people backing it up. And he's a phenomenal young man. When he gets on stage, his presence and through, as much as he does Afrobeat, that's his genre, but what we are doing with him now, which is more spiritual, which speaks of knowing and understanding that we all exist because there's a higher being, there's a higher power above us, and his interpretation of that. My goodness. We have Ukekelingo. Guys, you just have to come and experience Ukeke to understand what Ukeke does. Ukeke, I think he's one of those guys who can sing the phone book for you, and he will have you in tears. He will just cultivate your spirit. Your soul will be revived with Ukeke. And of course, you've got us, the Soweto Central Chorus.
Yeah. Thinking about this entire lineup, it's just giving a musical experience. Like, it's giving a musical experience, and I'm here for it.
Kindly say that again, Z.
No, I was saying, thinking about this lineup, it's just giving a musical experience, in its entirety. It's just music.
It's what we're hoping to do with this one. It's big. Our aim is to, go beyond the South African borders. Is to connect people and let people connect with themselves, with whatever they believe in spiritually. Whatever makes them live, whatever keeps them alive, whatever excites them spiritually, not necessarily religiously, but spiritually. And we're hoping to give people a chance to cry, mourn what you've lost, mourn what didn't work well in 2023, recognize it, but we also aim to give you hope and strength to say, as I walk into 2024, nothing is impossible for me. We have a saying in the group. We always say, Why must you reach for the stars when you have the entire galaxy as your playground? That's the message that we want to take forth. That's the message that we want to connect with each other. That it doesn't matter what space you are in. It doesn't matter what religion or what your beliefs are. Music can unite all of us. You can find human in music, and you can find hope. You can use it for anything. When you are down, go to music. When you are happy, go to music. When you want to make sense, when you want to clear your mind, and you combine all these different genres, come listen to Ladysmith, Black Mambazo, Istatamiya, and get a connection with that, realign your space, clear your thoughts. This is the direction I want to move when I go into 2024. And Soweto Central Chorus is promising to bring that to you on the 8th of December at Rhema Bible Church.
So beautiful.
Just for a lousy 300 rands, by the way.
Oh, it's so beautiful, man. Oh.
Yeah, because it sounds very, very exciting. And, now it's just making me think. I want to ask this. Besides the collaborations that you'll have, all the artists that you'll have, what can people actually expect to see from that concert?
Okay, so I think also just to mention, we've got the incredible Thibo Touch as our host for the day. Do you know Thibo Touch's energy? He's on another level. And Thibo Touch, by the way, a lot of people I think are now beginning to realize how spiritual and how centered he is in his thought and in the way he carries himself and in what he does. And he's going to be bringing that. So expect to have those moments of inspiration in between coming from him. We have Usista Mingubin as well as host. So just picture that and picture how inspirational and how clear of thought both those two individuals are, and then combine it in this mixing pot that we are creating as Soweto Central and bringing to you. So like really, I really, really, really think you will not regret it. You will not regret it. Come spend the evening with us.
And definitely teaching during the fits. You will start teaching. I can already hear it. They'll be preaching between each and every performance.
And when the Spirit leads you, look, we don't know where it's gonna lead us, but what we know is that having set this all up, already things have been great. Already the direction of where this is going, it can't be less. It cannot be less. So it's definitely going to be something phenomenal.
Yeah, and this concert will be recorded, and will it be available online afterwards?
So for now, we're just doing the concert. Check us into the future. Let's see what comes out of this. Let us see what comes out of this.
Okay.
Great things are gonna come up, because one thing about you guys, you nail those live performances. Like the most beautiful thing.
And they are always fun. I think I do enjoy live music. So just watch the space. You can follow us on the socials. Soweto Central Chorus. Just keep on to those pages.
While we're watching the space, actually, when can we expect new music from you guys?
Say that again, Z?
I'm saying while we're watching the space and looking forward to everything that you guys are doing, right? And maybe the live recordings and all of that, when can we expect new music?
We're working on it. This is part of us working on the new music. We've been, rebranding, we've been strategizing, and now we are back. So definitely something is coming in 2024 from us. It's definitely coming.
A full body of work, or is it a single or multiple singles?
Full body of work, but we still gonna decide how we dish it out. We're still gonna decide how we dish it out, but we definitely are working towards a full body of work. Yeah.
But also, just quickly going back to the concert, would it from Soweto Central Chorus? Would it just be you guys singing the song? Will it just be the songsters, or will the band also be there with you guys?
We are blessed in that we've got phenomenal musicians who, by the way, were born within the church.
Yeah.
And I count amongst them Hlonipho himself and Hlonipho Twindlelihle Dlamini. On the Bawo track, he's the one who plays the piano. We've got the incredible H3. H3 is made up of Senzo Ngobo, Linda Skakani, and I'm looking at him. Mkize as well is in there, and we've got the incredible Ndabo Zulu. Ndabo Zulu is a 3-time summer winner, and they write, they compose, and part of our background, we do come from a musical background where you've got session musicians within the church. So come expect that it's gonna be a full band piece. We've got amazing musicians as well.
That sounds beautiful already.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Now I actually want to be there as well.
That would be great if you can join us.
Drive down, drive down.
It looks like I might have to. It looks like I might have to drive down to Joburg. But yeah, this is Faith. It's been a wonderful time spent with you. But we really enjoyed it. Z, do you have anything else that you would want to ask?
It's me now. I'm very notorious for putting people on the spot, right?
Yeah.
Let's see how I do.
Just for you, right? I'm not asking for the whole choir, just for you,
yes.
everyone. If I were to ask you to choose your favorite live performance, right? Would it be Mzalwane or would it be Bawo? And not saying Bawo because everybody likes it, but from you internally.
Mzalwane. There's a session where our band comes in on Mzalwane, and it goes something. I'll try. I'll croak along. And that's for me. It's nostalgic because it reminds me of my uncle. My uncle was a jazz buffoon, and having those guys play the trumpets, the trombone, and all the other instruments like that. So I think Mzalwane.
On the money. I always get this on my list. I hope you keep count.
But actually, I actually have one more question. Going back to the concerts again, because you mentioned that you guys have writers. So I'm assuming that a lot of the music that you'll be doing will be original music. But
yes,
will you guys also be singing some traditional Salvation Army songs?
Definitely. And but what we do with our Salvation Army music, we want to create, don't assume as a salvationist, if we say to you we're going to sing Msindi singing Elunge, don't assume that you know what it's going to sound like, because when you come, you're going to find a very different interpretation of what we've gone to the hymn book for, and came out, and our writers looked at it and arrangers looked at it, and they're like, okay, let's flip it this way. So don't confirm us. Don't think you know. You don't. Come to the show and experience it. It will be from the songbook, but it won't be the one that you know from the songbook.
All right, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. Mrs. Faith, we have come to the end of our conversation. It's been a wonderful time. Is there anything else that you would love to share or add?
Yeah, I'd just like to reiterate, please, it's on the 8th of December. It's at the Rhema Bible Church in Randburg. 300 rands gets you in. You get your tickets at any local Pick and Pay at the tills, and you can also get it at Web Tickets. And we are on all the socials. Facebook, Insta. We are there. You just follow the Soweto Central Chorus. You find our music on Spotify, YouTube, and iTunes, and all the other outlets online. That's it.
All right, awesome. Sis Faith, thank you very much. Good luck to you and your entire 100 piece. Actually, I think it should be more than that, because when you include the band, it should be more than 100. But good luck to all of you guys. And we are very much looking forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us. Now we have friends on the Oracle. So we thank you. We appreciate you. Thanks for the love.
No, thank you very much for sharing your time with us. And we are very excited to see what you guys have in store for us, and what you guys are going to achieve, what you guys are going to give to us through your music. So we're very excited, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. God bless. Let there be light. We thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That is it from us, the Oracles. We will be back again with a brand new, exciting episode next week. Until then, don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. Don't forget to comment. Share with us. Share us with your friends and your families. Let's get those numbers up. But until next week, from myself and Z, the Oracles, we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Bye.